Welcome to today's daily devotion. Today our title is Work Smart. I know you're tuned up right now, right? Listen, in the book of Ecclesiastes in chapter 10 and verse 10, listen to what it says. It says, if the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, more strength is needed, but skill will bring success. If the axe is dull and its edge is unsharpened, more strength is needed. Listen to that. Do you understand what that's saying? Let me tell you a little story that I read one time about using an axe. And this guy, he wanted to start logging. This is going back in the day whenever there wasn't any chainsaws. This is going way back in the day when everybody cut down the trees with the axe. And so he got on this with this timber crew, and man, he was a young guy, and boy, he went out there the first day on the job. He started chopping down trees, and boy, he was laying them down, and laying them down. Man, he chopped down 20 more trees per day than what any of the other seasoned guys had that first day. Second day, the same thing. Third day, the same thing. And then by the end of the week, the boss man called him in, and he says, wait a minute. He says, the first couple, 2 or 3 days, he said, man, you chopped down 20 trees more than what any of my guys that's been chopping down trees for 30 years have. He said, man, what was you doing? He said, boy, I worked hard. I get out here and I work. And I just run through the day. And he said, but what happened these last 2 days? And he said, I don't know. He said, man, I was just chopping away, but it seemed like, I don't know, it just took me more time. And then the guy told him, says, the boss man said, well, let me tell you. He says, you worked with strength in the beginning, and in the end, you didn't use any wisdom. He said, the reason that you fell behind the last 2 days is exactly this, because you didn't sharpen your axe. He said, what? I didn't know I was supposed to sharpen the axe. I just thought it. He said, no, you're supposed to sharpen your axe. Here it is. That's the way me and you are in life. We start out with a bang. Boy, we start out working smart, and it's running here and running there, and doing this for the Lord, and doing that for the Lord. But we don't sharpen our axe. And the way me and you sharpen our axe is by staying in our prayer time, staying in our Bible reading time, staying in our worship and our praise to God. We start out very smart, and then we don't use that wisdom in the end. But God wants us to use wisdom the old way. Just like the old timers that had been out there in the woods, they knew, they may have not have chopped many trees down the first and the second and the third day, but through the end of the week, when it got to the end, they had chopped down more than what they got, because they would take time to sharpen their axe. They knew that they couldn't go all day long without sharpening that axe. And the sharper you keep your axe, the more trees that you can. The sharper that you keep your heart, the more people that you can express Jesus Christ to, that you can show and you can win. Work smart. I hope this gives you a word of encouragement. We'll see you again soon.